today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face look with affordable products. I feel like I tend to use a lot of high-end stuff, so I wanted to do another full face of affordable products. I did that a little while ago. I'm not exactly sure when's the last time I've done one of these, but I know it's been a little while, so I wanted to bring this to you and kind of switch up from what I normally do. In this video, like I said, everything is affordable, and then I also am showing you the new Wet n Wild Zodiac collection, at least the products that I have from the collection, and giving you a little bit of info on it and kind of how I feel about it as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. As always, please subscribe if you haven't yet and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. And if you want to see how I did this look, then keep on watching. All right, so let's start out with foundation, and I'm gonna go in with this one right here. This is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation in the shade 128 Warm Nude. I wanted to use something different because I've been using the, which one? The Super Stay all the time, and I've used that in a lot of videos, so I wanted to use something different that I had. So I'm going to take this and apply it with this Morphe G36 brush. And I like this brush a lot for foundation because it's not too firm. This foundation is definitely less coverage, a lot less coverage than I'm used to with the Super Stay, which is like serious, like full coverage. But this is still really nice. Now for concealer, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer, and I'm using the shade C3. I am definitely going to get the Conceal and Define Foundation. I have to find out if it's in stores yet. I thought someone had said that I watched a video and they used it and they said it was like coming soon, like right now it's just out in the UK or something like that. But I'm gonna check and see when Ulta is getting it. If they already have it, like I don't know, but I definitely want to try it for sure. So I'm just taking this and doing like I usually do and kind of highlighting and concealing under my eyes and then highlighting the rest of my face as well. And then to blend that in, I'm gonna use a Sigma F86. I feel like that didn't conceal as much as it usually does. It's weird. I'm just gonna go in with a little extra just to get a little more coverage on the inner part of my eye and kind of right next to my nose. So then to set under my eyes, I'm gonna use this guy right here, the Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Powder in the shade Ghost. Like I've said before, when I use this, this is like white. This is like pure, legit, straight up white powder. It's, to me, not transparent. I've seen some other people use it and they're like, oh, this is, you know, transparent. And I'm just like, I don't know about that. Like it really looks white. So just keep that in mind. And I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. brush to apply. So you can see like it's straight up white. Like even when I blend it in, you still get like a lot of brightness. So keep that in mind. I know they have a lot of shades, or at least they have like 5 or 6 shades, which is pretty good, from like ranging from light to dark. Alrighty, and then I'm just gonna take my absolute favorite, one of my favorite powders ever. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder, and this is the shade Light Medium, which is actually kind of pretty dark for being light medium. And I'm just gonna take this to set the rest of my face. And I'm gonna make sure I blend this over the border of the under eye powder. That way you can't really tell, you know, it's not as obvious. Alrighty, so next I'm gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer, and for that I'm using the Colourpop Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. It just says bronzer on the back. I don't know the color because they come in singles, and hold on, let me see if I can. Oh my god, they made this like the smallest little hole to get this out. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to get it out. I will figure out what it is and I will put it down below. But I'm just gonna take that on the same brush I used for my setting powder, the Morphe E4 brush, and I'm going to bronze my skin. I know I'm using a lot of Morphe brushes. I tend to use a lot of Morphe brushes anyway. I know some people feel, you know, many different ways about that, or however you feel about it. I just use them because I like them for the most part. There are definitely ones I don't like, which I've said before, like in videos, if I didn't like one, I kind of call it out. but I definitely like a lot of them, and they are more affordable. So that's why I want to try to use more affordable brushes. as best I can in this video. So these are the affordable brushes I have. So that's just what I'm gonna use. So I'm putting that on my cheekbones to contour, and then I'm gonna put that around my hairline like I usually do. All right, so to prime, I'm gonna use the same concealer I used under my eyes and just put a light layer of that all over my lids. All right, so for my brows, I'm gonna use this guy right here. This is the NYX Precision Brow Pencil, and I have the shade Taupe, and I really like this pencil a lot. I think it's kind of like a play off the Anastasia pencil, the brow definer one. It's just thinner, and it's kind of the same width all the way across. It doesn't like get thicker at one side. So I really enjoy this pencil a lot, and I'm just going to fill my brows in really quick like I usually do. I'm gonna keep them a little more defined in the end, and then try to make some hair strokes throughout the front of the brow. I need to make sure I drink this. My husband gets so annoyed with me because I always get these venti refreshers because I like them so much, but I always only drink like this much, or no, I can't say that. I drink them a lot of the time. There have been many times where I just drink this much, and he finds them around the house and he gets so annoyed with me because it's like $6 for one of these, so I'm trying to drink the whole thing. All right, so today for eyeshadow, we're gonna use this bad boy right here. This is the Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette in the shade Earth from the Zodiac collection. So I wanna use this guy. I am gonna have to pull a couple transition shades to make this work, but I'm gonna make sure they're still affordable. But yeah, so that is what I'm gonna use today. I really want to use this because I haven't used that teal greenish color yet, really smoky color. So I think I definitely wanna incorporate that into this look somehow, maybe just like on the lower lash line, I don't know, we'll figure it out. So for my transition shade, this is not drugstore. However, I still think it is very affordable, okay? So single shadows from the drugstore, like say NYX or Maybelline or Revlon or whatever, those singles are still like $6 each, right? That's, to me, I mean, drugstore price, whatever. This is soft brown for MAC. Obviously MAC is high-end. However, this is only $7 for one of these. So to me, yes, it's not like a drugstore brand. However, it is affordable for a shade like this, which, I mean, I've had this same soft brown for probably at least 2 years at this point, and there's still a lot in there. So no, MAC isn't affordable in the sense of the whole brand. However, I do think the single shadows in the palette form are very comparable to the price of drugstore single eyeshadows. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna use today for my transition color. And I'm gonna use this on a Morphe M576. And this is gonna go all in the crease, and I'm really gonna saturate it. So I'm gonna start light here to make sure it fades up really nicely towards the brow bone. But then I'm just gonna keep like going back in with more to really get it deeper, because this shade in particular I really like for that reason. You can start it off soft, but then you can keep layering it, and it does get quite a bit darker, but you're just using the same color, which is really nice. So there I've gone in with 3 layers of that color, and as you can see, I feel like it does get really dark. Like it looks like I used a lighter and a darker shade, but I just used the same one. All right, so now that that is down, I'm gonna deepen it up just a little more in the crease, but more like the outer part of the crease in the outer corner. And for that, I'm gonna take the deepest brown in this palette. This is the only matte one, and it's kind of mostly matte. It's not like completely matte, but it's definitely more of like a satin finish. But it'll work, you know, it'll work for what I'm wanting to use it for. And I'm using that on a Morphe M562. Now this color in particular in this palette, it's definitely a little harder to work with. I feel like you really got to dig your brush in to get any color off. But once you have the color off on your brush, it does show up, as you can see, very pigmented and dark. And then it's just a matter of like blending it, because I think this one is definitely a little more challenging to blend. And then I'm taking a little more soft brown, and I'm going to buff that on top and sort of all around the edges of that dark color, just to help it fade out even better. And then for the inner half of the lid, I'm gonna use this kind of more bronzy golden shade here. I've not actually used this color yet, so I'm gonna start off with it dry just to see how it goes on and see if I need to wet it at all. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wet it to make it a little more intense. Finally, on the top part of the eye, I'm gonna take the lightest shade in this palette, this light gold, and I'm gonna use that as an inner corner highlight. Whoa. This one is definitely very pigmented, and it is way more yellow looking than I thought it was gonna be. Oh God. So I don't love how yellow that is. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it is very yellow, and it's kind of like a limey yellow. It's got a little bit of a greenish undertone. So I'm gonna take the highlighter from this collection, the loose highlighting powder in the shade Written in the Stars, and I'm just going to layer that over top because I don't want this inner corner highlight so yellow. I want it a little more neutral. Okay, so now we're gonna do the bottom of the eye, and I'm gonna take this right here. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner in the color Blackest Black. And I'm gonna get this on this little liner brush. It's another Morphe brush. It's from the Rose Gold set. And I'm just going to first start by putting this on my waterline. And then very lightly, I'm going to drag just a little bit down into like right below where my lashes are. I'm then gonna go back in with my Alamar brush and blend that out. With our small blending brush, I'm gonna go back in with the shade Soft Brown from MAC and just going to buff that under the liner. And this way, the color we put on top of the liner is going to kind of blend out, and it won't be so stark and harsh. And then on top of the liner, I'm going to use this teal kind of emerald shade from this palette. And I am gonna wet it because I don't even wanna mess around with it. I want it to be like pop in and bright and true to color. And I also don't want it to fall anywhere on my face in case it does fall out. So I'm not even gonna like experiment and see if it's good or not. I'm just going to put it on and I wet it first. And that's gonna go right over top of the black liner. I'm gonna take this blendy brush with no extra product and just kind of soften the edges of the dark green color, and that'll help it blend into our transition shade better. And then just for fun, I think I'm actually gonna take a little bit more of that green shade and wrap it around the eye here and make that my kind of outer corner color and just blend it into the brown. I think that'll look nice. And layering it on top of the dark browns I already had makes it show up a lot darker as well. I'm just using this blending brush to kick away any fallout. The green did have a little bit of fallout, nothing crazy, but definitely had a little bit. That green color is gorgeous. So, oh my God, I'm just loving this. So what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm gonna put on some mascara. I'm not putting on lashes today, just a ton of mascara. I looked, and I think this happened last time when I did a drugstore tutorial. I don't own any drugstore mascaras. I literally own this mascara from MAC, and I have like 3 backups, and then I have like 2 or 3 colored mascaras from MAC, and that's literally all the mascara I have. I don't really keep like a ton of different mascaras. I used to, but I never used them and they all went bad. So now I just literally have black, and then I have like a brown, a blue, and like a plum color. And then that's all I keep anymore because it's just like wasteful and they go bad too fast to like need a million different mascaras. So I'm gonna show you a little bit. I'm gonna use my MAC mascara that I always use, but I will be right back and we will finish up the rest of the look. All right, so the eyes are done, and I love so much how this turned out. I am so impressed with this palette. Definitely has fallout. You definitely need to wet the colors for them to show up. But once both of those things are handled, it makes a beautiful eye look. Like, I really love it. This emerald green, bluish, teal color is like amazing, and I really am glad that I put it in the outer corner because I think it makes the eye look really more cohesive, and I don't know, I love it. I love it. All right, now for blush, I am going to use this guy right here. This is the Colourpop blush in the shade, or Super Shock Cheek, say that 5 times fast, in the shade Cruel Intentions. I got this, and I had this in my video where I did like the whole Colourpop video, and I have not used it once since then. So here we go. We're gonna use it again, and I'm just gonna pop that on with the same brush that I've used so far for my powder and my bronzer. and it's doing nothing. I'm actually gonna try this one. This is the Morphe G5. This is a little more dense, so I feel like it's gonna pick up color a little better. It's definitely better, for sure. So for highlight, I'm going to be using the highlight that came in the Zodiac collection that I used on the inner corner of my eye. It is the Wet n Wild Loose Highlighting Powder in the shade Written in the Stars. And be forewarned, I think I talked about this in the last video because I did just use it in my last video. It's very glittery. It's very like thick highlighting powder. It's not super fine, so it will leave like a very glittery kind of finish on your skin. It definitely will not be natural. So I'm kind of applying some on, and I really got it all off my brush now. And then I'm just gonna try to kind of blend it in. Okay, so for the lip, I'm actually gonna show 3 different lip options with this look. I got 3 glosses. So I ended up picking 3 different glosses from the collection with the Zodiac collection. I had to get Gemini because I'm a Gemini and I actually really love the color. I then got Virgo, which I think is the most unique color out of all of them. This shade is so freaking stunning. I'm like obsessed with this one. And then I also got this guy, which is Taurus, because I loved how like this amazing, like deep, oops, this really deep kind of darkened red color. So I'm very excited, and they will all go with this look, thankfully. So I'm just gonna line my lips really quick, and for that I'm using the NYX lip liner in the shade Nude Beige. And this is a recent find. I just recently got some NYX lip liners, and I don't know where in the world I've been. They're actually super nice. Okay, so now I am taking Gemini, and this one is really, really intensely metallic. It's like a gold metallic. This one has a really good texture. It feels very comfortable. It's not sticky. I like this one a lot. It's very opaque. You get that really beautiful golden, shiny metallic finish. It is really intense in terms of like the look and the color and everything, but if this is the kind of thing you're into, I do think it looks really nice. I actually wore this on top of a plain nude lipstick and just very lightly did it in the center instead of just going full on like I did now, and it looks really great as like a little topper on top of a nude lipstick if you go super subtle with it, if you want more of a subtle look. Okay, so I line my lips with the Nude Beige again, and now I'm gonna go in with the shade Virgo, which is my personal favorite. Oh, I love this one. It is so unique. All right, so here is Virgo. I love this one. Again, I used this as a topper on top of a nude lipstick, and it was beautiful. This is a very kind of like lilac-y, taupey kind of base, like shimmery base, and then it's got in there like this kind of tealish blue glitter that's not like overly blue, if that makes sense. Like it's definitely a little bit teal, but it is kind of subtle. This would be a stunning, like I said, topper on top of a nude lipstick. I think this would give it like something different, but not be too over the top. Again, if you do it very lightly, if you want it to be more natural, this would make a super great topper. But as it is like full on, I also really, really like it as just like a full on kind of something different. It's really fun. I also think like this on top of like a really dark purple lip liner would just be like amazing. That would be so nice. All right, so for this last lip, I did use a little bit of a darker liner. This is the NYX liner in the shade Natural. Still not as dark as a gloss, but just a little bit darker so that this color would kind of go on a little better. So this is, oh sorry, this isn't Taurus. I've been calling this Taurus the whole time. Oh my God. This is Aries, not Taurus. I'm an idiot. Okay, Aries. And I'm just gonna apply that. It is a beautiful color and surprisingly not patchy for this kind of color. I feel like a lot of colors like this, whether it be liquid lipstick, regular lipstick, gloss, because it looks so deep, but it's more of like that wine shade. I feel like a lot of shades like this get very patchy looking, and to where like there are certain spots that are darker than other spots, if that makes sense. If you've worn colors like this, you'll know what I'm talking about. But surprisingly with this one, it goes on and it's so even, like very, very even. All right guys, so to end out this video, I did put back on the Nude Beige lip liner, and then what I did was I put down a little bit of Virgo which was this one, and then put a little bit of Gemini on the top, just right in the center, just for like a more played down look. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.